What's going on, guys? Gonna take a little break, head up and do some fishing for a few days. So if any of you are in the Fremont area and you want to get together, let me know. Go have dinner or something like that. I've been kind of silent on the whole illegal issue because you guys were asking for some more automotive content mixed in, so that's what I've been kind of doing. There's been a lot of talk over the last week of them recognizing the Tren De Aragua gang, and they're much more than just a regular gang. The gang is a human trafficking gang. That's what they are. They traffic people, they push migrants over the border and stuff like that. They try to create chaos. And years and years and years ago, what happened was they ended up getting complete control over their prisons. The prisoners themselves ended up getting complete control. And it started a chain of reform where eventually it wasn't just some control, it was the prisoners actually controlling the prison, running the prison. The different gang leaders in the prison were calling the shots, making the rules and stuff. And then eventually it transitioned to a program where they were being released to the public. Now they're recognizing these people and they are showing you them being identified in the United States because of this open policy with no deportation that Biden has started now. If people come in seeking asylum, they've made it so easy for people to come in and claim complete lies. Almost every single one of them seeking asylum. You're supposed to go to the nearest country. That's not the United States. So, if it was political persecution or asylum, the nearest country. And they've been lying about it. And they know that they can get away with it. The fucked up part about it is, how many more of these people do we have to identify in the United States? How many more of these people do we have to see that are running these fucking trafficking rings and the prostitution rings, and they have guns and drugs and stuff like that and money, and we just continue to let it happen? They've identified so many foreign, like Chinese nationals coming in here, deported a lot of them. For some reason, the Chinese get deported, but the Venezuelans that are causing the majority of the problems don't. I'm not saying the Chinese don't. I mean, it's kind of fucking odd that all of a sudden these motherfuckers want to come here and be in America, where they're basically born, bred, and raised to live a socialist type environment, to, you know, be a part of this society. So it does make you believe that they are something's brewing. It does make you believe that what the hell is the agenda? What's on the list next, kind of thing, you know? I'm to the point now where it's beyond obvious that the government knows they fucked up, and they can't back it down now. The best thing for them to do right now would be shut the border down. They won't do it. Texas has to make their decision. Arizona has to make their decision. California has to make their decision. And if these people that are running these states don't make their decision quick, fast, in a hurry, I mean, it's already probably too late. But Fox News just identified another major like gang affiliate dude that has been arrested with that Tren De Aragua gang, and there's a whole story on this dude, and there's like a whole I'll clip it in here. You guys watch it for yourself, and I'll clip the Fox News article on it, or the posting on it. I'll throw some of the video here. I can't throw it all because I don't know if I could be hit for copyright or something like that. I see other people do it. I don't know if I can do it or not, but I'll try. Let's see what happens. I just think it's a ton of shit that we can't. At some point, we're going to have to look at this, and we're going to have to start policing our own people. We're going to have to say, you know what? If the police can't do it and our local officials can't regulate this and give us peace of mind, then we have to take it into our own hands, and we're going to start policing our own people. These motherfuckers got to go. That's just how it is. Plain and simple. That's just how it is. I apologize for my language, but this is how I feel right now, and you're getting how I feel. If you don't like it, then you don't belong here. This channel ain't for kids. Y'all be blessed. Take care. I love y'all. If it does offend you that I say this and your kids are watching, well, maybe your kids should know more about what's going on then. That's all I have to say. Be blessed. Here's the video.
This morning, growing fears of Venezuelan gang members coming across our southern border as officials confirm this migrant suspect accused of squatting inside of a Bronx home with guns and drugs is tied to the dangerous Tren De Aragua gang. So what do we know about their threat? Joseph Humeyer is executive director at the Center for Secure Free Society, and he joins us now. Joseph, tell us about Tren De Aragua. What should our viewers know about this gang and just how it's metastasized in Latin America?
Yes. Well, first of all, thanks for having me on, Rachel. Good morning to you and your audience. Three quick things about the Tren de Aragua. The first, and I've said this many times, but it merits saying it again, it is the fastest growing transnational criminal organization in the world. Only 7 years ago, they had presence in 2 countries in South America. And within 7 years, they now have a presence in 10 countries throughout the entire Western Hemisphere. And that also includes right here inside multiple cities in the United States. And so I've never seen a transnational criminal organization expand that fast. Not even the Mexican cartels expanded that fast in that short amount of time. The second point is that the specialization of the Tren de Aragua from Venezuela is not drug trafficking, it's not money laundering, it's human smuggling and human trafficking. That's what they're experts at. All the countries that they proliferate inside the Americas, they tap into human trafficking networks and they push migrants across borders. That's what they do. And so that's obviously a particular additional concern. And then the third point is probably the most concerning is we're perhaps dealing with the first state-sponsored transnational criminal organization, because when you go back to the history of how this was formed inside Venezuela, you have to actually go back to at least 2007 when Venezuela did a reform in its legal system and the prison system where they handed the prison to the prisoners. It's called the Pranato system, where they actually put prisoners, gang leaders in charge of the prisons inside of Venezuela. Then to 2011, they created a ministry of prisons where they consolidated this inside a prison in a state called Aragua. That's why it's called the Train from Aragua. It's a state inside Venezuela. And then the third is 2020, when they released these prisoners, 1,373 prisoners in particular from that prison under, get this, a program called A Path for Liberty. And so coincidentally, since 2020, we've seen mass migration start to pivot north from Venezuela into the United States for 2 reasons. Because the Maduro regime built an air bridge through its state airline into Mexico and a land bridge through the Tren de Aragua through the Darien Gap. So that's what to me, the biggest concern of this is we perhaps are dealing with a state-sponsored criminal organization.
Yeah, it's fascinating. The state of Venezuela, or the socialist communist state of Venezuela, working with these gangs. And then we had Congressman Nels on our show. I had him on my podcast as well. And he said that he was getting information that our government knew that Venezuela was releasing these prisoners from these prisons. So why wouldn't we have known? I mean, obviously we knew that. How are we allowing them to come through the southern border? What is our government doing? What are you hearing about how we're trying to protect ourselves? Is anything being done?
Well, that's a great question, Rachel, because I think we were fundamentally underprepared for this, and we shouldn't have been, because if you were just paying attention to Latin America, we're talking to our South American partners in Peru and Chile and Colombia or anywhere, really, they would have told us this is going to be your big problem. In fact, I've said it several years ago. So we shouldn't have been underprepared. We were underprepared. But I think the ways to remedy this today is, one, I think there's been certain senators, I think Senator Rubio, I think Congresswoman Maria Villalobos have mentioned labeling them as a transnational criminal organization. That's the first step. That's absolutely necessary because it provides more authorities to law enforcement to go after them in a much broader way, in a coordinated way as well. And then the second thing is we need to have a discussion about perhaps putting Venezuela on the designator of a special alien country, meaning that we don't know who's coming from Venezuela. We have no partnership with the Venezuelan government. They're not going to provide any transparency to their law enforcement programs. And even if they did, they're probably deceiving us the whole time. So we have to have special additional screening measures to know which Venezuelans are coming into our country. We do this for terror-prone countries, about 30 countries around the world, Syria and Somalia. Yeah. We add additional screening measures to understand who are coming. We need to do this to Venezuela as well.
Yeah, seems pretty sensible.
And there you go. Tell me you don't want to send these motherfuckers back after watching all this stuff. and they're just pouring in over the border. You be the judge. I definitely don't want them here. And honestly, I'm going to be straight with you. The more the government does this to us, you think that there was prejudice and racism and stuff before? You don't think that stuff is going to skyrocket and go through the roof after enough animosity and hate starts to build because of what they're doing? They know what they're doing. They're creating this. Be aware. Be prepared. I love y'all. Be blessed.